Hello everybody, it's WW2 here, and right off the bat, I'm just experimenting with this kind of format of video instead of text. So my bad if I don't quite hit the spot in terms of quality with this kind of commentary. But anyways, let's get on with the video. A while back, I made a couple of videos regarding the two launchers of World War II and some tips on how to use them. But despite what tips I give, you'll always be sacrificing your basic training just to use the launchers. In many situations, this can even put you at quite the disadvantage, as there are lots of other strong basic trainings out there that will help you out throughout the entire match, such as hunger, for example. But with this in mind, so unless if you're using mountain division, flanker, or counter recon plane, this leaves you pretty much fully exposed to any enemy recon planes that are called in. So as a result, I wanted to explore just how good the FMJ attachment is and which guns are best suited for it. But as a little disclaimer, I'm only going to be covering how well FMJ works against score streaks in this video, rather than how well it works against cover, but that'll probably be another topic for the future. As for testing, I'll dive straight into the most obvious class for anti-air, the LMGs. So now, out of all of the LMGs in the game, the one that stood out the most to me was the new MG18, believe it or not. The reason being for this is that it has a respectable fire rate matched with a very stable recoil pattern. So this makes it extremely easy to shoot down recon planes even at far ranges. Also, the fact that it has a good mag size is also a plus. But if you haven't snagged this LMG yet, don't worry, as both the MG42 and Lewis are great competitors compared to it. It's just that those two have recoil that could bounce quite a bit when shooting very far away, so this could lead you to missing a few shots here and there. But however, if I have to say one thing for certain, just do not use the GPMG for anti-recon. The low mag size and long reload times just makes it completely redundant when trying to use it against these score streaks. But now, while I could show the testing for each and every LMG, I'll guarantee you it will be very dry. So I'll just include my findings in a screenshot in the description below. But in a general sense, FMJ is quite good on LMGs, roughly reducing the required bullets to take down a recon plane in half. But I also tried taking down all the other aerial score streaks in the game, but this was without any avail. For example, when it came to trying to shoot down the care package airplane or a bombing run, it would just soak up pretty much every single bullet I put into it without showing any signs of damage, so I don't think it would be possible to take it down with just one LMG user, but perhaps with a few. So with that, I came to the conclusion that every other score streak except for the two recon aircrafts, and maybe the fighter pilot if you're lucky, just cannot be taken down with the use of guns. Or at least one gun in this case. Thus, using the flak guns or a launcher is your best bet for taking those score streaks down. And also, if using an LMG isn't your strong suit, I also tried using all sorts of different guns with FMJ, since it's available on pretty much every single weapon class except for shotguns. And while I haven't tested all the guns, I made sure to include a few of the guns that stood out to me during the testing in the screenshots below. In particular, when using FMJ, the best non-LMG guns that stood out to me was surprisingly the M1 Garand and the other semi-auto rifles, as since they are matched with high damage and easily workable recoil, they downed recon planes better than some of the other LMGs. But for full auto rifles, the Bar STG and the Volk were easily the best to use just due to their consistent handling and recoil. But it could prove to be kind of hard to use on recon planes that are far away. And that'll be all. I guess at the end of this, I could say that FMJ is a pretty solid attachment and can actually prove to be pretty useful on LMGs in particular. I really suggest giving it a spin, as shooting down a recon plane is way more easier to do with a gun than with a launcher, which can actually take quite a bit of practice. But as always, thanks for stopping by and see you in the next video.